All right, I think it's time to walk somewhere. All right, I think it's time to walk somewhere.
Hey, good morning. In this video, I want to take you through the process that I'm trying to work through, like create a workflow of cloth simulation on characters that can be used in Unreal Engine. So I'm going to go through my process here. It's going to be a long video. I'll try to edit it down. But yeah, we're going to start with character creator. Take that character, animate it in iclone, and add some voice to it using Reality Replica Studios. And then we will bring that into Marvelous Designer and animate some cloth and get it into Unreal. So a lot we have to do here. We'll start with character creator. Okay, so here is Stan, my character here. And I've got some clothing on him, some jeans and a t-shirt. What I'm going to do is actually, this shirt is going to give me enough animation to kind of proof of concept for this thing. So I'm going to take him into iclone with his clothes on. Eventually we'll take his clothes off so that we can animate them separately from himself. But first we want to get the animation down. So I'm just going to send him to iclone here. All right, so you can see he goes into a T-pose here. I'm just going to go ahead and close character creator. And you can see already that we've got like stretching, some stuff poking through. Just based on his pose here, you could go through and clean up all the cloth weighting and all that kind of stuff on this character, or you can just ignore it for now, and then we'll try to do this all, simulate all the cloth inside of Marvelous Designer. So we're going to start with him being in a T-pose, and then we'll go to we'll just do 60 frames out, and we want to give him an animation here. So we'll go to content, motion, and we'll do like a male idol for now. All right, so he's kind of standing here. He's probably going to be breathing a little bit like that. Looks good. So we'll go back here, click this guy, and go ahead and stretch this little transition all the way back to the start, so that we're going to go from the T-pose and transition down slowly into this idle pose. All right, so now we've got that. I want to, you can hold down Alt and do the mouse wheel to zoom in and out of your time frame here. So I don't want to create like a super long animation, but I do want to have him move his arms or something like that. So maybe at like 200, maybe sooner than that. At 120, we'll have him do something else here. Let's see. There we go. All right, so now I've got him going from a T-pose to an idle, and then he starts to walk. So let's take this and stretch. So that should be enough to get us some movement. And then we'll do like 400. Actually, I kind of want to do multiples of 30. So let's do like 300. All right, so here's our animation here. And he walks. There we go. All right, cool. So that's pretty basic, right? So we want to do, let's go back to here, and I think at frame like 90, I want to have him say something. So let's go ahead and save this file. And I've got my folder structure here. I start putting everything in downloads now. Cloth simulation, I'm going to go to iclone, and we'll just keep it that project name to save. I want to make sure my character is named Stan, not this CC3, in case I had multiple characters. We'll go ahead and change his name for when I bring him into Unreal. So we'll go ahead and save that again. At frame 90, I want to have some chatter. So let's open up Replica Studios. And Replica Studios just created a new projects section. So I haven't worked with this yet, so I'm going to try this. Name my project here, and we'll go into this project, and I want to create a new character. So let's create Stan, and we'll do cast now, and we'll find let's see, cast the voice of Stan, and I like, for Stan, I think, let's see if I don't think it's Deckard.
Quiet.
No, it's Jack.
My name is Jack and I'm perfect.
Yeah, so we'll cast Jack as the character of Stan. So let's go back to characters. So now we've got Stan, and we'll create a new scene here. Just call it intro. And I think you probably double click this. This is all very intuitive. We'll select a character, we'll select Stan, type some dialogue. All right. I think it's time to walk somewhere. So we'll say that, and right here, used to be able to like put in pauses and things. Maybe that's direct. Yeah, here we go. So we'll click this. We'll add like a little bit of silence, and let's see what this sounds like.
All right, I think it's time to walk somewhere.
All right, so we'll create that take. Let's go back to intro.
All right, I think it's time to walk somewhere.
All right, cool. So now that we have this, we're going to select our character here. It's at 90, the frame that we want. And I want to open up my plugin, Replica Studios, Replica Link. We'll select Stan. We'll go back to Replica. Click this, hopefully, and export. I think it's this one. It didn't. These are new options, so let's try this one. We'll style. We'll do like kind of a neutral medium, and apply that. Give it some time to think here. And then it'll do the Visamine. And let's see. Yeah, it looks like it's there. So we'll go here and we can actually select this and do Visamine. You'll see it here. Let's see, sound. I would think we would see our wave file. I'm going to close this. We don't need this anymore. And thanks, Replica Studios. That was very cool. I'll have a link in this description where you can get 30 free minutes, and you'll have like a little time clock up here where you get, if you get 30 free minutes, then when you sign up, you'll get some extra time there for free where you can try out the program. So we'll close that, and let's rewind through this and see how it sounds.
All right, I think it's time to walk somewhere.
All right, cool. So let's go back and watch his face a little bit better.
All right, I think it's time to walk somewhere. All right, I think it's time to walk somewhere. All right, I think it's time to walk somewhere.
All right, cool. So we got that. So now we got our animation, we got our guy. He's saying something. We got the time length to like 300. So we'll go ahead and save this. I'm going to do render, export audio, and wave file, frame rate 30. Export range, is it 1 to 300? And export that. And when I go to my downloads folder here, I'm going to go to my folder setup, and I put this under renders. And we'll say script. All right, so we've got that audio. Okay, so I've run through this a couple times now. Had some issues with frame rates and things matching up. So I think I've finally nailed the process here for this animation. So I've got the guy, he starts walking and goes. So what we want to do is we want to go to scene, avatar, delete his clothing, keep his shoes. They're going to adjust his height. So we'll go select him, and we'll do file export, export FBX, and Unreal 60 frames per second. This is important, 60 frames per second from iclone. And we'll do a range 1 to 300, and let's just go ahead and embed textures and check all these, but just keep this one. And we'll say export. So I'm going to call this, as you can see, I've done it before, Stan take 3, and we'll save that file. Okay, so we don't need this anymore for the moment. I'm going to close it. I'm not going to save because I deleted his clothing. And I'm going to open up Marvelous Designer file here. So this is the file I have around this guy here. So I am going to actually delete him. He's the old avatar. And I'm going to import my new one. So we'll do FBX. We're going to Stan take 3. Import this guy. And we'll do OK. Auto scale. If you notice, it doesn't give you a choice to change frame rates on the import. So exporting as 60 from iclone allows it to come in properly, I think, and not get all messed up inside of Unreal. It's still going to show, because Marvelous uses 30 frames per second, it's still going to show the timeline as half the frame rate of what it should be. All right, so we've got, you see he comes in at the default Unreal pose because we exported him as an Unreal character. What we're going to do is go up to animation, and we're going to put him, just going to press rewind here, and he jumps to the starting frame position. So now we can go back to simulation and just double check all his clothing fits properly. And I think it does. What I do know from doing this previously is I need to pin the pants to the avatar, and I'm not sure whether they are currently, so I'm going to select these guys and hide 3D pattern. There's a bunch of pins in here. It looks like it's tacked to him still. Kind of wonkily attached, but right. So we'll do show all 3D patterns. All right, we'll give it a shot like that, and let's go to animation here. And I do want to touch on UV editor real quick, just in case. So this is if you've got all your clothes inside of one square, it's going to help with the Alembic stuff. So just kind of keep that in mind. No overlapping textures, all that kind of stuff. So go back to animation and let's simulate real quick. And then we can start to animate this guy. So you can see down here we've got 150 frames per 150 frames total. I'm going to delete this old garment animation out. And let's go ahead and do complete as the simulation quality. And we'll run through this now. All right, so cool, we finished this. Now let's just test it really quick. We'll rewind, change it to real time. There he goes. Very cool. All right, so what we want to do now is do Control A, select all the clothing there. We'll do File, Export, Alembic Ogawa, and let's just call this Take 3. I mean, just Take 4. And we'll save that. And we'll do thin, welded, 30 frames. We'll try 30, but we'll also go ahead and export one with 60. All right, that was very fast. So we'll do File, Export, Alembic, Take 4, but this time we'll say underscore 60. We'll do 60 frames per second. Thin, welded, unified. Okay. All right, cool. So we already have this export as an OBJ with materials. So I don't really need that anymore. So let's go to, now we've basically got to bring all this stuff into Unreal. So we'll open up Unreal. We're going to start a new, we'll do a game, and we'll just do a blank template, and we'll put it in our cloth simulation as project 3. All right, cool. So we have this. I'm just going to delete some of this stuff here. And inside of Content Browser, we want to create a new folder. Characters, and then another new folder called Character Cloth. Inside here, we're going to bring Stan Take 3 FBX. So we'll bring this guy in. All right, and when we bring it in, we'll do skeletal mesh, import mesh, geometry, and skin weights, import animations, exported time, and we want to do local, create new materials, import textures, and import. Okay, so that came in here, and I'm going to go ahead and just update this real quick. And here we've got our mesh, the open A animation or position, and then our stand temp motion. So this is the one that we want to bring in here. All right, so we got him, and now we need to add the clothing. So we'll go to character cloth. I'm just going to go ahead and save this real quick. Okay, so we have that here. Now we got to bring in the cloth. So one of the first things I want to do is go back to stand clothing. I've got these two files, one's 30 frames, one's 60 frames, but before we bring that in, I actually want to bring in this cloth material just real quick here. And then I'm going to create material from this cloth or image that we have. And we'll do specular promote to material and just keep it at 0 so we don't have any reflection. Right, so now we want to go to the animation exports, stand clothing, and let's go ahead and bring in this 60 frames per second. It's not much bigger than the 30 frames per second. Drag it in. And we get this. So we got to import type geometry cache, sampling frame start 0 to 150. I guess that's right. I think I know the 1 to 150, but we'll just leave it like that and see how it works. We'll do. A lot of people say not to flatten tracks, but since we have all our materials here in one thing, I'm going to go ahead and do flatten tracks. Create materials, find materials, and we'll do 90 just for fun, and import. All right, that imported super fast. So you can see here is our material. So I'm going to take this and drag it onto this material. We'll do save. And now we've got that material applied. So I'm going to take this and drag it in right in front of this guy here. And let's just do a quick save. And then we'll do a simulation. And it stops short. You see how it stopped? It cuts short and he keeps going. So I'm going to stop that. I'm going to take this one, and this is the 60 frame per second. So I'm going to go back to the 30 frame per second. Bring that guy in. And geometry cache, flatten tracks, create materials, import. Right, so I'm going to take this and drag the material on. Save that, and then this is our 30 frame per second, so I'm going to drag this right out in front. Let's do a simulation now. And see, that keeps going. So the 60 frame is no good, even though our FBX is at 60 frame. All right, so I'm going to take this guy. I think he's the 60. And then I want this to be on top of this guy, so I'm just going to reset it to 0, take him, reset him to 0, and now they're right on top of each other. Actually a little too low in the ground though. Whoops. Select this and this and bring them up at the same time. All right, cool. So now I want to also rotate these. I'll push them back here. So let's just watch this whole animation unfold here. And hopefully everything's working. I'm going to go ahead, we'll go ahead and simulate this. pretty smooth. So you only get one shot out of this. The looping gets all whacked out. So basically I go in and turn the looping off. And you really only need one take anyway. If you're doing some kind of looping animation, you probably want to do differently. Maybe bring in the cloth with the 1 to 150 setting as opposed to 0 151, because everything gets kind of off after the first loop. So I'll just play this. You can see it's pretty good. There's like a flicker. I don't know what that's from. Right here on his chest, about right now. But overall, I don't know how to solve the flicker, but this is, in general, the way the cloth works. So hope that was useful. I need to like work on my workflow probably. One thing you might want to do, since you made this thin, just go ahead and make it a two-sided material so you get the back of his collar. Always poking through, just ever so slightly poking through the mesh there. So yeah, hope you found this video useful. And obviously I'm still working out my workflow, but the frames per second was driving me crazy, and I think I'm closer now to understanding how the relationship between the different programs works. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.